Karen.
Yes.
I've cracked the code.
Woohoo! What code?
The secret to world peace.
Oh.
The answer to all of life's chaos.
All right.
I found the one tool that will finally bring balance and healing to the world.
That sounds fantastic.
Right.
And you've been hiding this from me.
Well, welcome to the Skeptic Metaphysicians After Dark.
Oh.
I mean, I had to beat you to the punch, right? Because if your mind was going to go to a place when I told you that today we're talking about the Lovetuner.
Oh, what place?
No, the dark place.
No,
the after dark
I am all
place.
about love.
Well, you are.
Know that.
But the Lovetuner makes you feel like
Now that makes you feel that.
All right, no, in all seriousness,
Yeah.
This is big. We're talking about a tiny device, one that fits in your pocket or hangs around your neck, that is literally tuned to the frequency of love.
I like that.
Yeah, I thought you might. Now, we're not talking metaphorically. We're not talking wishful thinking. Actual science-backed 528 hertz heart-opening vibrational bliss.
Wow, that's a lot of bliss.
It's a lot of bliss. And the guy behind it, he's not just some random inventor.
Well, he's a very happy inventor.
He's a very
Blissful.
very blissful inventor. I was going to go there. No, he's an artist. He's a designer. He's an entrepreneur, and honestly, a man on a mission to heal the world. What could be better than that?
I don't think much.
Well, his Lovetuner isn't just a gadget, it's a movement. It's a way to bring mindfulness and balance into our daily lives with a single breath. So if you're even a little curious about how a simple sound can shift your entire state of being, stick around, because this episode, it's all about tuning into something way bigger than ourselves. The Skeptic Metaphysicians, not After Dark, starts now. My name is Will.
And I'm Karen.
And unlike Mulder and Scully,
we both want to believe.
so we've embarked on a journey of discovery.
We've talked to people deeply entrenched in the spiritual and metaphysical world.
We've thrown ourselves into weird and wonderful experiences. I even joined a coven of witches.
And wait, you joined a coven?
Yep, all in the interest of finding something
Anything.
that will prove that there's something beyond this physical,
three-dimensional world we all live in.
This is the Skeptic Metaphysicians. Hey there, I'm Will.
And I'm Karen.
And our guest today is a visionary artist, entrepreneur, photographer, and even a fashion designer who has dedicated his life to merging creativity with consciousness. Sigmar Berg, who has explored the world seeking wisdom from diverse cultures and disciplines, all with one mission in mind, to bring healing, balance, and mindfulness to humanity. There might be three, but I'll call it.
I mean, that's quite a mission.
I'll bring them all into one, yeah. His most exciting venture yet is something truly transformative. Sigmar is a mastermind behind the Lovetuner. It's a simple yet profound tool that harnesses the power of the 528 hertz frequency, often called the love frequency. Now, this frequency has been linked to deep healing, relaxation, and even DNA repair.
What?
In a world that feels more and more chaotic and divided than ever, Sigmar believes a sound can be a bridge, one that transcends barriers of culture, religion, belief, tuning us into a higher state of awareness and connection. Today, we're diving into the science, the spirituality, and the inspiration behind the Lovetuner. And to help us with that, we have Sigmar Berg on the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Karen and Will. Thank you for having me on your show. Looking forward to a cool conversation here.
Now, I do want to dive deeply into the Lovetuner, the love frequency, the effects that it can have on someone, all that kind of stuff. But before we do that, we need to understand what it is that we're actually talking about. So, in your words, what exactly is the Lovetuner?
So the Lovetuner is like a mindfulness tool, if you want to call this, and it's the first mindfulness tool that it's like, first of all, it's analog, so it's not like a device, it's not an app, it's this little gadget what I wear around my neck here, and you have one too.
Yeah, I do. Thank you for sending it over, actually.
You're welcome. So what you basically do is on just like on the way you use this instrument is you do a conscious breathing break, you arrive in the here and now, and on a spiritual level, you invite love in your life. So the breathing is key to everything. So like it's a profound breath work. So you do like a breathing cycle through this instrument. It gives you an audible feedback. So the frequency itself, the 520 hertz frequency, I don't know if it picks it up on a microphone here, but I demonstrate it real quick. So this is the sound, what it does. It's actually a high-pitched C. Back in the days before our musical scale got adjusted, it was the actual C note. So we have been playing music for hundreds of years in harmony till it got changed. But we can talk about this later. But basically, you do a conscious breathing break, you arrive in the here and now, and with the frequency of love, with 528 hertz, you invite love in your life, and you just raise your overall frequency. So there's big words, but it works very simple, and you don't have to be not educated in any way spiritually. You don't have to be meditating. It happens. It's a physical reaction that happens, and and then this is the beginning of a journey.
Right. So like we said, it's not wishful thinking. It's an actual physical sensation that happens when you blow. And we'll talk about the frequency, but it's more than that too, right? You mentioned it has its roots in breath work, right? So it's very important to do the breathing the right way. And I heard you on another show, and it made perfect sense. It acts as a breath like monitor, right? To make sure that you're breathing properly.
Exactly. Correct.
Oh.
Yeah. Because it gives you this audible feedback. As soon as the tone is not consistent, you know to inhale again and exhale again. And sometimes when we do breath work, it takes a while to really get into the rhythm. But with this thing, you know, right away with the Lovetuner, you get this feedback. You're like, oh, wow, I'm a little bit stressed out. And this is what our society deals with the most. So it's always a stress. And if you know how to regulate stress, it always comes down to your own breath. It's your best friend. From the time you are born, you inhale. When we leave, we exhale. And in between, we often forget about it, what a good friend our breath is, but that's really the regulator of our nervous system. And when you come into a situation where you go like, wow, this is hitting the fan, this is the stressful I can take, or even if you're fine-tuned and you go like, listen, that's not bad yet, but I know what to do against stress before it even builds up, then a conscious breathing break is the best thing you can do. This thing gives you on top of it this audible feedback. So you're right away into this rhythm. And this is what basically helps you get off the fight and flight mode. You go from the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system. It calms your nervous system, and you just make overall better decisions. So this is the first step of what you're basically doing. And it works instantly. Like you do like 6 cycles of breathing, depending on your exhale, takes maybe 3 to 5 minutes, whatever, and you have a complete reset.
So does the sound itself do something even if you're not doing the breath behind it? Because he was blowing into it earlier, and I don't know, I swear I felt a little happy, like a little bit of like a woo, but I wasn't doing the breathing.
Yeah. No, I mean, the frequency goes out of, so for example, when Will uses the Lovetuner and he sits next to you, it goes measurable about 8 feet out of your body. This is why it's so powerful when people tune together or couples tune together, because you literally connect on this sound frequency, on this sound carpet. And as it's called the love frequency, what resonates in our solar plexus and in the heart chakra, it's something what actually awakens what humanity is all about. So we right now, we live more in our head, but if we focus on our heart center, what this whole practice about tuning with the Lovetuner is about, to get out of your head, get into your heart. And on this level, on the heart level, we are curious, because hearts always want to connect. And I think this is what is so important for us, especially in our society right now, is to overcome whatever our patterns, our intellect, what we have been basically tortured with, and we completely forgot the connection to our hearts. So this sound carpet, what you felt, what is sound, is something what touches you on your heart level.
So I just had this image, because as you know, we're having just so much political chaos here, of a rally with 500 people with these all just blowing at the same time. I wonder if that would change things.
Would it change things, Sigmar?
Yes, absolutely. So
we got to get these out to as many people as possible.
I know. Oh my! Like at a protest, I was just like,
right.
But
wow.
it's the same concept when we talk about enlightened people, like when we talk about that we all want to transcend, and some people, have more light and they're already enlightened. They lift up another 100,000 people. And this is the same thing with all these practices. When it opens up the connection to your heart. The heart connection connects you to the divine. So it's one cycle. So yes, the more people are tuning, it will absolutely help humanity. And this is why we call it a love and peace mission.
Oh, now, to piggyback off of that question,
Yeah.
if you have someone at a rally or somewhere, anywhere, you're walking around on the street somewhere, and someone's really just angry, they're bitter, like their life just, I don't know, the bird of happiness pooped in their eye or something, and you blow this love tuner, will it touch you even if you're not open to it, or do you kind of have to be open to it?
I mean, it will touch you, but everything, because it's a frequency and you feel it. But like a lot of people, when they are so far down a certain alley, they get scared by the light, and because what it does is like where you shine light on what needs to be transformed, transformation is always great because energy always moves. Energy is not stagnant, but a lot of people don't want to get out of their rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
And if you shine a light on this, it will also shine a light on themselves. And this is like, there's nothing out in the world that changes yourself. You can only do it. That's a great tool to get started. But the actual work starts then when you realize who you really are and when you arrive at and this is like when people go like the highest frequency in the world is the love frequency. Yes, it is. But if you're not authentic, nothing will be in resonance with you. So it always comes down to how authentic can you be with yourself? Do you really know your true self? And then self-empowerment comes in because at one point you come to an acceptance with your being, and then you understand, hey, if I'm a good vibe, I have better high frequency experiences. And this is just like, it's a very simple sounding device, but it opens up a very complex theme where a lot of people struggle, including me. But it's just like it gets easier and easier. The more you tune in with yourself, everything around you also comes in resonance with you.
So you said that if there's a light shining, some people are attracted to it, but some people are more comfortable in the shadows. So they might kind of dig deeper and cower more into the shadows.
Yeah.
So that being said, could this love tuner also amplify the good and the bad?
No, it can only.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Good, because it's like this frequency is like it's similar. Like in a room of light, darkness cannot exist, and this is what this frequency does.
I love that. I love the
me
visual.
too.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that's a relief.
And it makes sense, right? Because we all have free will. So
Yeah.
it wouldn't, if I blew a whistle in front of you and you just aren't ready to be tuned to it, it makes sense that it would not touch you as much as when you're ready for it. So that makes perfect sense. Now, this frequency has been known for a long time. I mean, people like John Lennon used it, right? And Imagine is written in the key of C with the love frequency. How is it possible that a frequency can touch or make that intense of a change in somebody?
So first of all, like the 528 hertz frequency is nothing what I invented or anybody else before me. So it's a cosmic frequency. It occurs in chlorophyll, for example, because on the light spectrum, 528 hertz is green. When you measure the frequency of leaves, for example, or trees, you have exactly 528 hertz.
Oh my God.
That's just
That just opened up a whole new world for me.
Well, yeah, and we just spoke with someone who measures music from plants.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But think about what that means. Plants and trees are made from the same frequency as love.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! Like that's
beautiful.
That's earth shaking to me, right? I never thought of it that way. That's pretty awesome. And here we are cutting them down and doing all kinds of. But they help us survive, right?
That's true.
Without them, we wouldn't be alive. So that makes sense.
Yeah. So and then you have also this frequency have been used for a long time to heal communities. And you just mentioned John Lennon, so he was very aware of this frequency, and he retuned his instrument. And it starts always with the A tone. So he knew when he amps up the A tone to 444 from 440, what is actually our official musical scale since the 1930s. Then you reach the C note in 528 hertz. And when you go back to the Gregorian choirs, 600 after Christ, they have been chanting in churches, and they healed cities, villages, and entire, like it's actually so beautiful. But when you then see that the actual church went in and went like, hey, listen, we are not so happy with you guys chanting on this frequency. And in the medieval, it got overwritten, and the whole chanting and healing on sound and bringing communities together disappeared. And so there's a big impact in it, and especially that John Lennon rolled out this song. And I mean, you can like this song or not so much like it from the musical thing, but there's a reason why this is the most prominent love and peace song for over 50 years, because he really knew what he was doing with this.
Yeah.
And it's not just the words, it's the music itself.
Everything.
It's just, it's incredible. This also, as we talked about, I mean, it's really a great mindfulness tool, right? To get you in the moment. You're breathing through this Lovetuner and you're focusing on the breath as it goes out. And it's beautiful. It actually helps, at least it helped me to meditate. When I was trying to do my research before the show today, I was blowing it. And so full disclosure, when I blow in the Lovetuner, I do the right way. When I stop, my body's vibrating. Like if you haven't tried it, you need to try it, because after you finish blowing, your body vibrates. I'm assuming it's at that same frequency. But then what it made me do is just close my eyes, and I just went boom and dropped into meditation, such a deep meditation. It was incredible. So is this something that can be used for that too?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, when I started experimenting with this frequency, I was meditating, and I did it actually, like, you cannot say you're good or bad at meditation, but when I did the first guided meditation with breathwork and this frequency, and it was just played through speakers, this was the first time I recognized, oh, wow, that's something what is so profound. And my knowledge, I had no clue about this frequency before I even started. And then I was just jumping into this whole thing, and I was so curious. And the reason why this is happening is because the 528 hertz frequency, and this is where our original knowledge came from, it restructures water molecules. So we have been back then researching Emoto and all what he wrote about, the hidden messages in water, and that water can capture messages, and how it reacts to classical music, how it reacts to swearing words, and how it reacts to prayer.
Emotions. Yeah.
Exactly. And when you play the 528 hertz frequency to water, no matter if it's polluted or no matter if it's not in the original shape anymore, comes out of a faucet, you play this frequency to it, and within 30 seconds, it completely restructures the molecule structure and goes back into an hexagonal original shape, out of it coming out of a mountain spring.
Oh my God.
And
wow.
knowing that we are 75% water, our blood is 91% water. So this is happening. And this is the physical reaction that you feel, where you go, oh, that's really released me right away. And I feel like vibrating. Yeah, because that's happening.
Wow.
And they just open up a whole other world for me. Can you imagine what it is?
Your migraines?
No, well, that too. But I'm thinking water, right? We put it in the pitcher.
Oh, I was already thinking that.
Oh, okay, perfect. Well, then, vocalize
so
it.
Is that something that we should do?
Absolutely.
Just like,
yeah.
And how would we do this? Like, just blow it right next to the pitcher, or just
big Lovetuner, a glass of water, and you drink it, and you drink restructured water.
Oh.
Does it stay that way? Like if we did it in a bottle of water and put it in the fridge, is that good, or do we have to do it each time?
I have to tell you, we are working on something. I actually filed a patent about it. The main thing is, there's this spiritual thing where people go like, oh, it really stays. And then there's a certain shelf life to it. But if you have, for example, a pitcher of water for dinner at home, or you drink a glass of water in a day, it is absolute restructured water.
Wow.
And we have this on our homepage on lovetuner.com. I think under the science page, you see the pictures of water before it gets tuned, and then what happens while it gets tuned under the microscope.
Wow. Well, full disclosure to all my future guests who come over for dinner, we're going to see you, this weirdo blowing a whistle every time you. So get ready. I'm telling you right now, that's incredible.
No.
That's incredible.
See, now you're going to be in the kitchen
That
because
is-
I'm cooking. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
come blow.
So
I'm just going to take this. I just need to get one. I just need to get my
you do
own.
need to get one. I think everyone needs to get.
Yeah.
In fact, here's another question that came to mind. If you have if both of us have them and we blow together, will it make it better or will it not?
Yeah, it makes it better. I mean, it's a really a profound tool. So like we have, I mean, we experimented so much. We have been doing Lovetuner seminars where we had random people tune to each other, and then just really feel if they can touch, their heart center more or less. How far our subtle body is even possible to be felt by somebody who is a stranger to you. And everybody where we had random people tune with each other, they could totally feel where their heart power is. And to see this.
I'm smiling like a silly school kid.
I'm waiting
Like,
because after the bird poop in the eye, I'm like, what are you going to come up with?
no.
That was terrible.
That's
by the
behind
way.
us. That's behind us. Sigmar and Lovetuner has changed my ways. It's
Oh,
just-
good.
Wow.
Wow, this is fantastic.
It really is. Will the frequencies, like the folks are listening right now or who are watching the video, will they receive the effects of the Lovetuner of the frequencies through the recording, or does the frequency get flattened out of curiosity?
Yeah, I mean, you can listen to there's a lot of whatever sound meditations on YouTube. Like 528 is also great. Fall asleep, before you go to bed. But I always said it's great to go to a concert or to be the rock star. And with the Lovetuner, you are your own rock star, because through the breath work and through the frequency, you become your own instrument. You vibrate. And that's the difference. It's a really an active process. And this is why I said earlier, it's not a gadget on the iPhone where you go like, oh, let's listen to 528 hertz. You are actually playing this instrument. You are you do this breath work and you're vibrating. And that's the cool thing about it.
And I love that it's not a digital thing, just because I feel like right now we're so bombarded with the electronics that this is nice to have something that's not, and that has such a strong and impactful effect.
Yeah.
So our daughter is very musical. She plays several instruments, and currently she's going to start an art school to play viola. So if we had her, if she played that note,
she needs to retune her instrument. So she would go into putting the A tone from 440 to 444, and then automatically the C note will be at 528.
Oh,
Cool.
wow.
Okay, we're going to practice. We're going to experiment.
No, I'm just wondering how she does
Her
it? I don't know
tuner.
if the tuner does it say the
her tuner says the
the
hertz.
Okay, I didn't know if it's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's perfect. So you've been working on this for a while. You must have incredible stories of how something like this has changed someone's life. Can you share some of those, the things that have impacted you the most?
Yeah, when we started, it's because we said the guy with the whistle or the Lovetuner. I mean, this is for me, it was a very abstract concept, but it really touched my heart. So I didn't care if somebody makes fun about me or whatever it is. But nobody's honest to you. You have some certain success in your business. You roll something out what is beautiful, and then everybody goes yeah, whatever. Or they tell you, some people tell you the truth. But what we did is we went into elementary schools and started our first program through the foundation. And we invited a lot of kids to tune. And to go into a room with 35, 8-year-old, 9-year-old ones, you only have one shot. They either go no or they go yes. And in our case, it was a big yes from the kids. We did this mindfulness moments before they started their daily classes. And within half a year, we eliminated in all the schools where we have been doing this program, bullying completely. Kids got better grades, they focused better, and overall, they got the sense of belonging together. Even kids who have not been best friends in this class, they went hey, listen, we are all one, and this is the beautiful thing. So it really, and our kids are so, this is why I put so much work into this, because I'm a big believer that the new generation, as the Dalai Lama said, if every 8-year-old one would meditate, the next generation would overcome war. And this is when we saw this, and these are the most beautiful things, because these kids are so unfiltered and they are so raw, and they give you a feedback, and it was really heart touching. So this was one of the most beautiful moments. And then We worked with suicide prevention, we worked with veterans, where you really have trauma, and you see that it helps people. And
Wow.
I'm not telling anybody to get away from their therapy. When they believe in it, it's great. But it's a really very profound tool. And what it does, it brings you back to your core being, And from there on, when you recognize this, what is your frequency, what is in resonance with you, and what is in dissonance, then you can rebuild your life no matter how bad the situation is you're in it.
We're getting one for you. We're getting one for our daughter. We're getting one for our best friends. We're getting one for our next door neighbor.
We need one for the dog.
We need one for the dog. Yeah.
He has issues.
Well, that's a good question. Does this affect animals? How does this work with them?
Yeah, they like it. So I have 2 dogs, and they just love it. When I tune, and dogs especially, and also cats, but dogs especially, before you even step out of your bed in the morning, they can sense your energy. They know already how your day gonna be, because before you really awake, and everything what they see and feel is frequency and vibration. So when you tune with them, they also feel how relaxed you are. And I always tell to dog owners, because don't follow your dog and blow into his ear. That's not how you do it. You do it in any other way. Like when you engage with animals, just tune, they come to you, and they like it.
Wow.
I hope that works for our dog too, because he's a little weird. So we'll see. He
He's
might
a
be
little neurotic.
He might be looking for a 527 hertz, just slightly off.
He's slightly off.
Right. So I know we touched on it a little bit earlier, but I want to make sure that those who are listening or watching really understand how to use this thing the best way. So I've got it around my neck, right? We take it out of the little case, and you just blow into it in a steady breath. Is there a certain amount of times you have to do it? Is there something you're supposed to be visualizing? What's the best way to do this?
So the best way to do is like, as you said, just put it out of the cap, put it in your mouth, and then inhale through the nose, exhale through the tuner, and try to make a consistent low audible tone. It's not a whistle. It's not like you need to be loud. And just try to extend your exhale as much as you can. I mean, it's not a competition. Some people start with 15 seconds, then it goes up. And we have some professional athletes that do it over a minute. I mean, this is crazy long.
Wow.
But it really strengthens your lung volume. And then most important is do 6 cycles, and then give yourself about 30 seconds in silence, because that's really powerful at the end of the tuning cycle.
I can tell you, because I'm telling you, when I finish blowing it, I do feel a frequency. So that part right after, that's my favorite part, actually.
Do one.
Yeah.
Are we doing?
Do one, yeah.
Okay, hang on. Here you go.
See if you're doing it right. In through your nose.
It's a lot harder to blow consistently. Now I'm just doing it right now, and I'm hearing it all over the place. And it's so the key is to be mindful enough, in the moment enough, to just blow consistently.
Exactly. Because this is when you will recognize this. The more you get used to it, you already have a different, it's like you go into meditation. When you're used to meditation, you know already the state where you're gonna go. So it calms you down. When you build this relation with your Lovetuner, you touch it, and you go like, oh, that's gonna be really relaxing right now. So you calm down. If you do it the first couple of times, it's something like, do I do everything right? Do I breathe right? Like the anxiety level is up, even if we don't recognize it. And as soon as you take one exhale, like, and then start tuning, then you will see you have a way more consistent tone. And then over time, it strengthens your lung volume. And you're going to be surprised.
That makes perfect sense, because I feel like I'm on the spot right now. Everyone's listening and watching me do it.
Well, we were.
I know.
So I have several pendulums, and with pendulums, you're not supposed to use someone else's because it has their energy, and then you have to do the sage and all of that. Is that the same with the Lovetuner, or can we both use that, or does it get?
That's a good question. So I would not recommend it. It's like literally it will like take on Will's energy. It will take your energy on. It transforms a lot in your body. So it's not even about hygiene. It's literally the energetic stuff. So as you said with pendulums, it's the same thing.
Okay.
Well, and when it comes down to it, when you look at the Lovetuner, I mean, it comes in a really cool little box. the packaging inside is all like felt. I mean, it's really pretty the way that the whole packaging is. You'd think it'd be, we're talking some serious money. It's not. It's actually really affordable. So we can absolutely afford to get you one, and get Sienna one, and get Hunter one.
So how fast is the shipping? Can we expedite it?
Yeah, especially because I want to try the both of us blowing them together.
I do too.
That'd be cool.
I do too.
Wow. All right. So is there someone that this might not be good for? Someone that you say, well, if you are just crazy, don't do it,
Nice.
No, I mean, listen, it's good for everyone. It's like, it's a really cool tool. And it's also like to gift something, like the gift of love is like such a beautiful gesture because, like we have everything in our world, and if no matter how much money you have or how little you have, as you said, it's $68. It's nothing expensive, but it's something so profound, when you give it to someone, a gift of love, and then it's really up to this person, can you figure it out on your own, or is it something that hurts you? But it doesn't hurt anybody. The only thing what could hurt is if you just don't do it regular and then use it one time and then your life goes all over the place and you go like, oh, now I need a quick fix. That's not gonna help you. But you need to consistently, and you will see it. The more you do it, it's gonna help you tremendously. And it's like it's a consistent, long cellular process. It's not like an ayahuasca trip where you go like, oh, I saw God, and then the curtain closes a couple of weeks later. This is something that really restructures on a cellular level. And on a cellular level, we have all the trauma, we have all the bad experience, what are really trapped. And the cellular memory didn't come in one day, didn't come in one event. You build it consistently. And this is what the Lovetuner does. It actually retunes you to a better state.
Wow, and I love that so much, and that you can give this to someone, because especially, I don't know, since COVID, but even before, people are so isolated. And there are so many people, maybe you don't have a partner that you're with, and people tend to focus on that being the only type of love. They don't think of just the love of feeling the wind through your hair and all these different types of love that there are. So if they could have this, and that could help them get into that feeling of stop. What are you looking at?
No, I just love how this is really energizing you. And I love seeing it.
It is. Yeah, I love love. I mean, I want everyone to be happy and kind. And so people that don't have that in their life, this could be maybe a really good tool to help them feel that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Anything that you want to make sure that those that are listening in right now or watching, you want to make sure that you get across to? Is there any last words, any message you want to make sure that everyone understands before we go?
For me, it's really important that people think less and act more out of their heartfelt. Like they really go out of their head into their heart. So this is my biggest message, because you make better decisions, you will have better life experiences, and especially right now where we have in our so loved country such a divisions going on, what is not necessary. And if we all understand that we're all human and that only unity can overcome polarity, then this is like my biggest message. It's like, do it with the Lovetuner, however you can access your heart and really make heartfelt decisions.
Oh, that's amazing. We're going to add the direct link in our show notes to your website, but can you give it to us so that if someone's got a pen and ready to write it down, they can write it down right now?
Yeah, it's lovetuner.com. So it's very simple, lovetuner.com. And I also wrote a book about frequency. It's called One Journey, and it's available on Amazon.
So what the book talks about, just frequencies, or what exactly is it?
Oh, it's about, it's a little bit of autobiography in there, why I even started something like this. Then it's about the work we have done. Then it goes into spiritual laws, and it obviously talks a lot about frequency, and also like, the modern medicine where I believe in, it's going to be like frequency and vibration. And I have a copy here actually. So this is how the book looks like. It's called One Journey, the Lovetuner book. And there's a lot of knowledge in there. It's an easy read. It's like 200 pages, and it's simple and easy to understand.
Oh, well, and you can find it on your website, I assume.
Yeah, or on Amazon. Yeah.
On Amazon. Okay,
Great.
perfect. Well, like I said, we're going to add that link directly to our show notes. So if you didn't have a pen, all you need to do is go to skepticmetaphysician.com, go to his episode page. You'll see the link directly in there. So it's easy for you to connect and get your own Lovetuner, which we can't recommend enough. And in fact, stay tuned after this because we might have a special deal that we're going to send your way, right? We might be, it might be something where, you shared this episode with, I don't know how many people, and we'll send you one or something, but we'll come up with something. We'll figure it out. But so anyway, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for opening up my eyes. I'm going to be using this thing all the time now. I think my dog's going to be either really happy or really pissed. I don't know. We'll find out. But thanks for coming on the show.
Awesome. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What you just heard is a revolutionary new little tool that might just change your life. Let me talk to you a little bit about the science behind it because I did some digging afterwards because I was still a little like, huh? I was astounded by it, but still a little, huh? So here's some of the research that I found. So the Lovetuner is a revolutionary mindfulness tool that aligns you with the 528 hertz frequency, which is the vibration of love. In music, tuning means adjusting the pitch of a tone. In humans, it means adjusting our emotional and physical state to align with our environment. Literally tuning in and harmonizing with yourself and what's around you. The Lovetuner has a profound effect on the body, mind, and spirit. Our entire universe is composed of light and sound, frequency and vibration. The connections between music, cosmos, and nature, they've been known since ancient times. In 1978, Hans Cousteau, a Swiss mathematician and musicologist, compared the frequencies in planetary orbits, in architectural artworks, in old and modern measuring systems, in the human body, in music, and in medicine, and discovered their connection. John Lennon, like we talked about, made music using the 528 hertz frequency for his song Imagine. Now, the 528 hertz frequency healing power is simply incredible. As this frequency offers health-promoting effects on the body and soul, our cells and organs resonate with this frequency. The vibration is transferred to our entire organism where it can unfold its positive effect. It activates and strengthens our natural self-healing powers. So what is the 528 hertz frequency? Well, this ancient healing frequency, known as the golden frequency or so-called love frequency, creates an altered state within the body, the mind, and the soul. If you're feeling anxious, stressed, overwhelmed, or in general disconnected from life, the Lovetuner is the perfect mindfulness tool for you. Lovetuner is calibrated to 528 hertz and creates a spiritual breath, turning your exhale into the vibrational love frequency of 528 hertz. The healing frequency has a very special physical and biological importance. The number 528 is found in the geometry of our DNA spiral shape, which is called the double helix. Genetic biochemists have researched and explored the effects of the 528 hertz healing frequency and are currently using it in their labs to repair DNA that has been damaged. Let me say that again. Genetic biochemists have researched and explored the benefits of this frequency and are currently, right now, using it in their labs to repair DNA that's been damaged. Now, quantum physics shows us that every human cell has its own electromagnetic field, meaning that each human cell is responsive to frequency and vibration. While through the Lovetuner, breath comes into harmony, creating symmetry and balance. The healing frequency has a very special physical and biological importance. It's based on the comprehensive study on healing frequency. There are several 528 hertz frequency benefits that science offers. Now, molecular genetic investigations have shown that this frequency can be used to repair defective DNA strands or to restore human DNA to its original state. Scientific studies further showed that it increases the UV light absorption in DNA and can cure DNA by removing impurities that cause disease. Today, the use of non-pharmacological and non-invasive agents is quite common. Sound waves, which are classified as non-invasive means for stimulating auditory cells, also affect non-auditory cells. See, since the frequency of 528 hertz is related to the musical note mi, effects such as an increase in the ability to repair DNA are observed. All of this owing to the proven 528 Hz frequency benefits science has ensured. All this is based on the principle of resonance states, which states if one object vibrates simultaneously as a second object, the second object is automatically placed into the same vibrational motion. Now imagine that you are the second object, and the vibration of the Lovetuner brings out the love that naturally exists within you and aligns your vibrational frequency with the frequency of love. All right, there is so much research out there on this 528 Hertz frequency thing that it frankly blew my mind. All of the research that has been done on it. Do yourself a favor. If you're still skeptical, if you're still wondering whether this stuff is actually real or not, do some research. Research the 528 Hz frequency benefits, and you're going to find all kinds of research that are done by scientific minds of the modern world. People like Dr. James Grimzewski of UCLA, or Dr. Lee Lorenzen, who discovered the clustered healing water. He demonstrated that the healing frequency actually contributes to creating these six-sided water clusters. Right? There's so much out there that I just don't have time to talk to you about right now, but I would certainly absolutely encourage you to go ahead and research this if you have any doubts whatsoever. And if you're so inclined, feel free to use the link in our show notes to go to the Lovetuner webpage to see if this is right for you. Full disclosure, we do get an affiliate commission off of it. So not only will you be getting something that's really good for you and for your family, but also you'll be helping to support the show if you buy through that link. All right. Thanks for listening. I'll get you back to the show. And a huge thank you to you. If you know someone who would benefit from hearing the message we're sharing on the show, do them and us a favor and share the show with them. It will help get the word out about us, and it might just change someone's life for the better. Well, that's all for now, but we'll see you on the next episode of the Skeptic Metaphysicians. Until then, take care.